from a Chinese standpoint, the Chinese, it's interesting, like, why do we get sick? The Chinese talk about something called wind. And what's interesting, when people get a sore throat, the Chinese believe that it comes from a cold wind that goes through an acupuncture point at the kind of the bump in your neck called the wind gate. And basically, that starts to affect the throat and the upper respiratory tract. So the Chinese believe that that honeysuckle flower in there helps to get rid of wind that invaded the throat and caused the pain in the throat. It also, they believe that it helps to get rid of heat. So when people have a sore throat, it hurts. Okay. So the honeysuckle helps to get rid of wind and heat. That could, the wind, as I said, comes in through that acupuncture point called the wind gate, and makes us more susceptible to upper respiratory type of problems. Another ingredient in there that's very good is actually licorice. Licorice has a lot of steroid like properties, so it helps with inflammation. And so we call this lung and throat because when we're sick, we tend to get it in our throat and we get issues in our lungs. And these particular herbs are kind of targeting both your throat and your lungs. And what happens when we're coughing a lot is after a while of coughing, we start to create inflammation and it becomes self perpetuating. So, with using these natural organic herbal ingredients, they not only have antiviral properties, antibacterial properties, anti inflammatory properties, uh, they are multifaceted for a simple sore throat and lung problem. But there are some people that cough for weeks that don't have pneumonia and don't have bronchitis. Maybe they've taken an antibiotic and it's cleared up and they're still coughing. And there's a condition, we call it reactive airway disease, where the body is just self-perpetuating. From you get into cold air, it tickles and you start to cough because the lungs are still inflamed. So by using the lung and throat lozenge, it helps with that. It's not going to treat your pneumonia, okay, but the ingredients in here are immune enhancing, and it's going to upregulate your body's own natural defenses to fight infection, whether it be viral, bacterial, uh, or whatever. So it's different than just a menthol lozenge. Now, not to put down menthol, menthol unto itself is an anti-inflammatory. It's very cooling and soothing. Okay, so it kind of speaks to the Chinese situation when they feel like when people have a sore throat or dryness in their lungs, you want that cooling sensation. You want to reduce the heat. The Chinese talk about when there's a lot of heat in the body to use melon and orange because they cool the body. So the lozenges are kind of geared to a similar type of formulation where they can cool the heat, they can provide moisture, and they can help with the discomfort from the rawness, the overheating in the throat. It's taken years of formulation to get these to the point that they are beneficial for your health and also they taste good. Definitely worth trying. And, there was a professional rock star that came to see me and was really sick. And we had to prescribe antibiotics and use some intravenous vitamin C. And he was going to be performing and singing and invited me backstage to the concert. And and so I went backstage before the concert, and there he is sucking on the lozenge, and I'm sitting in the audience, going, "Uh oh, is he gonna start squealing?" He did great. So, but yeah, they're effective. They work quickly. They're soothing. There is a spot for the lung and the throat that really sells itself, and people are looking for these lozenges.